Hello, and welcome to Adapting Novel to Screenplay. I'm Steve Alcorn, theme park designer, author, and online instructor.
And I'm Danny Alcorn, a novelist and screenwriter.
I'm the author of 6 novels, the book How to Fix Your Novel, and this special text that we'll use for this course. This combines my novel, Everything in Its Path, and the screenplay version of Everything in Its Path, which is what this course is basically about, getting from one to the other. In this lesson's supplemental material section, you'll also find a way to obtain the ebook version of this text for free, which includes the novel and the screenplay, or you can purchase it on Amazon.com at a very good price to use as the text to accompany the class. In addition, there's a special offer on how to fix your novel in that same supplemental material in case you'd like a copy of this, which is my general purpose writing book.
So, I have written a young adult novel, The Last Telepath, dystopian science fiction, as well as 3 screenplays on a wide variety of genres, including science fiction, romantic comedy, and medical drama. So together, we're going to tell you how to take a piece of long-form fiction, like a novel, and adapt that to the screen.
And the background story behind this is that some years ago I decided that I wanted to convert my novel, which was a young adult novel that had sold pretty well and I used as an example in my classes, into a screenplay because a lot of people who read that novel felt that it was very visual and would make a good screenplay. But I didn't have any background in screenwriting, and Danny has a tremendous background in it, and so she helped me through that process. And so we decided to turn that process into a class to introduce you to the techniques that we used, and then if you're interested in learning more about novel writing, I offer several classes on that subject.
And if you're interested in screenwriting, I offer a class in the screenwriting workshop.
Great. So this class is divided into a number of lessons because before we get into the heart of the adaptation process, we need to get our terms straight. So we'll have a lecture that talks about story versus plot and the important distinction between those two things. And once you understand that, it's really a light bulb moment that will change your writing forever.
We'll also talk about characters and how to create a compelling protagonist, antagonist, and supporting characters.
And we'll discuss 3-act structure, which I'm sure you've heard of, but in my classes I teach a much easier version of it that is much more specific than just the general 3 acts, and I'll show you how that applies to novels.
And we'll also talk about 3-act structure and how it applies to screenplays. Very related concepts, but you use different terms sometimes, and there are a few nuances that we'll get into.
We'll also look at screenplay formatting, just the nuts and bolts of what a screenplay looks like and what you should put into each part, and if you're coming from a novelist background, what you shouldn't put into each part.
We'll also talk about dialogue, which is one of your main tools as a novelist and a screenwriter, but particularly screenwriting. So we'll talk about what makes good dialogue.
And we'll have a lesson devoted to conflict, suspense, and mystery. Those 3 topics are what drive your screenplay or your novel from beginning to end, and we'll show you 3 simple tricks for each of those techniques to really inject a lot of life into your manuscript.
And so the way that this class is structured is that we will basically begin by examining the novel, which we were adapting, and then switch gears into adapting it to the screenplay. And finally, we'll finish up with how to sell your screenplay and what your next steps are after you've done that.
And for each of the lessons in this class, be sure to check the sidebar over there because some of them contain supplemental material that you'll find quite useful, reference lists or material that we've discussed in the lecture that you would like to have a printed copy of. Also, be sure to join us at writingacademy.com. There you will find all the different classes that we offer. You will find links to our Facebook page and our Twitter feed. And you'll also find a way to stay in touch with us through communing with former students who have formed a discussion group where they can share their work, critique their work, and you'll all be on the same page because you'll all know the same things by the end of this class. So in the final lecture, we'll show you how to join them in that very special discussion area. So right now, let's get on with the show and show you how to adapt that novel to a screenplay. Ready?
Let's go.